when you talk about the light and the vows that we have in our lives, what I know is that we are a being of light. We are that being, and so it's our true nature. And so all we get to do is to continue to be that true nature, no matter what situations we are faced with. I saw the movie Moana. Has anyone seen the movie Moana? Disney? Okay, so this is our homework this week. It's an inspiration for this holiday season. So I had an opportunity to go to Disneyland earlier in the week, and then how to cap that off is to see a Disney movie. And so it was a real uplift. And for me, the main character, Moana, we got a little bass action. There happening. What was amazing about this movie is, so it's an animated film, but by the end of the film, you really think that they're real people in this movie. As they're showing up at the beach, I won't tell you the end, but they're showing up, and I really think that they're like live people. And so the princess, who's the main character, she's faced with all these challenges and what she wants to become, her heart's desire. She wants to become a wayfarer, and so she's holding up her fingers to use navigation and to navigate by the stars. And so out of Polynesia, she takes off on this canoe, which is kind of rickety and goes upside down a few times, and so there's challenges that are happening. And so she's looking at the stars, and so that's her heart's desire, is to be the best navigator that she can, no matter what the waves are in her life, no matter what her desire is. And so what she's faced with, and she has the sea as her advocate. She's empowered by the sea, so she's not alone. This is part of her natural spiritual nature, and so she calls upon the sea to part, and she's faced with this one lava creature. I don't even know what to call it, but it's this, islands are born out of lava. And there's this other gentleman who's a main character named Maui. And so he says, he has a song, You're Welcome. And so I've given you the Polynesian islands out of lava. I've given you the trees. I've given you, so he's in essence saying that he's a god. He's this big guy who he has all these tattoos that tell the story of where he's been and where he's going. And it's kind of like his guide are his body art. So he looks to that, and so she's looking at the stars. And so he's also teaching her how to navigate. And so she's listening to what that is. And so she's faced with this big creature that's filled with lava. And she says, let me come closer. And it comes to her with all of this, I don't know, it's just this energy. Anyone ever have this kind of energy happening? And it was this energy of whether it was whether it was resentment or anger or this troublesome, it was just this troublesome energy. We've never had that in our lives. We've never had anything that's troublesome or problematic. So she says, let me come closer, and I want to talk with you. And so here's this princess with all of her power, and she's backed by all the power of the ocean. She's sailing and navigating on her path. And she says, she talks to this lava creature who's like just this overpowering thing. And I know that sometimes in our life we can have things that seem like overpowering or burdensome, right? Rather than a sense of peace or freedom or joy or whatever that is, the lightness of being that we know is really our true nature. So she's facing this, and it's all fiery like lava. If you've ever seen the big island of Hawaii, it's like that's how the islands are created. And it's its nature to extend out and to be fiery. So she's facing, she's directly walking into this, and she says, I want to talk with you. Whatever you're coming to me with. Yeah. If we could do that in the midst of whatever, right? Whatever you are coming to me with, I know it doesn't define you. So sometimes we have things in our life and we can say, that doesn't define me. That condition, that situation or that condition doesn't define me. So to know that we're not defined by conditions, and that we can live beyond conditions as the true light that we really are. So Dr. Ernest Holmes, who's the founder of the Science of Mind, which is a guide for spiritual living, tells us that self-healing starts with us. Self-healing must come first of all. And so as Moana is walking up to this lava creature, she's parting the waves and directly talking with it. And I can just see her doing this in her own inner life too, in other situations. And she does this throughout the movie. And so self-healing must come first of all. So we think, as Ernest Holmes says, if we think we can guide our brother aright while our own feet still walk in darkness, we're mistaken. So whatever darkness that Polynesian lava thing was experiencing, that fiery nature, first we must clarify our own vision. Then we must become as lights, lighting the way for others. And so she was able to be a wayfarer and navigate along her way. She was able to, as Dr. Ernest Holmes says, to see reality with her eyes open. She didn't close her eyes to whatever the trouble was. She faced it head on. And then she got to experience moving along her way. What happened to that lava creature thing was that when she said that situation, that condition doesn't define you. It turned into this beautiful, lovely, flourishing, lavish, green island creature that had beautiful eyes. And it was like this Polynesian god that's covered in this carpet of red, of green, lush, flourishing place that was just welcoming. And it had life on it. It had flowers. It had all kinds of branches and trees. And it was immersed in all that lavish and lushness that was just, it was very auspicious. It was very light. It was that light being that was really the truth of what was underneath that fiery nature. So it was revealed to her by her being present for it. And so in that path of enlightenment, in her being mindful, in her being heartfelt, she got to be present for a transformation. It's quite a metaphysical movie. And as we think of what's coming up this week, as we have plenty of opportunities during the holiday season to be not only celebrating our diversity of the whole holidays and the holy days, but we have Bodhi Day, which is coming up. It's this Thursday, it's December 8th, and it talks about our own awakening. And so in the Buddhist tradition, Gautama, he's so close to my heart, the stories that come out of Buddhism, and we're going to talk a little bit about our book of the month, which goes into Sufism. The historical Buddha, Siddhartha Gautama, experienced enlightenment at the roots of whatever that pain and suffering was. And so the same thing with that Polynesian lava flow, there was some kind of pain and suffering that was happening. And what happened was that the Buddha meditated under a pipal tree. And I looked up what's a PIPUL tree. And it's a Ficus religiosus. Can you imagine? I have these ficus in my patio. I thought I should go out and bow to these sacred fig trees. And I understand that they can come up through the concrete, ruin the plumbing and everything, but I'm minor in cause. So I was really happy to find out I had a Bodhi tree that are cousins in my patio. And so when Siddhartha was enlightened, he became the awakened one. And so there's three elements in that philosophy. So as we look at Bodhi Day, or our own awakening this week, we have what they call a Sangha, which is our community here. So we have the same elements as some world faith traditions. We have a Sangha, which we love that connection and that intimacy with Spirit. Because as we're showing up as these beings of light and knowing that we're turning things into something that's lavish and something that's greening in our life during this holiday season, we can have that Sangha, that community. Then we also have the Dharma, which is the teaching, which we hear in music, which we hear in our classes and our programs and our services that we have coming up. Much like the Blue Christmas song, we're going to have a Blue Christmas service coming up that we already set the tone to know that we're comforted and we have a sense of connection that's here for us. So we have the Dharma, which is the teaching. And then we have that awakening place. So we have, in essence, the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha that's within us. And what happened at the foot of this Bodhi tree, or that ficus that's in my patio, was that there's an awakening. There's a possibility to have that sacred nature that's the underlying connection that's within all of us. So we can be more heartful and mindful. And so at the Bodhi tree, we can be seated and peaceful and be a bit more smiling and have this living source of understanding that we're standing on. We're standing on that understanding of our spiritual nature. And we also have a place where we can go for refuge and respite. We can come here on Sundays. We can come here on Wednesday and talk a little bit more about Hinduism and the Islamic traditions in our Sufi book that we have this month, as far as the stories that are rich, like the poetry of Rumi. And so there's a path of mindful living. It leads to our healing. It leads to joy. It leads to enlightenment. And so that's what we're about. We're about lightening up, and we're about being in our true nature, where, much like His Holiness the Dalai Lama says, we're visitors here on this planet. We are here for 90 or 100 years. During that period, we must do something good, something useful with our lives. If you contribute to other people's happiness, you will find the true goal, the meaning of life. And so that's what Moana did. She was navigating her own life, and at the same time, she was being the light, and she lit the way for others. And so in the Science Mind, as we enter this Christmas season, we can witness, as Dr. Ernest Holmes says, we can witness colorful decorations, those family traditions that we have, the culture that can capture us and lift us in joyful anticipation. And it can be an instant. And if we're in that sadness or that in that melancholy, or if we're feeling a little bit separate or disconnected, we can come back to that lavishness that's within us, and we can have that powerful opportunity to call upon the teaching, upon this Dharma, upon our Sangha, upon with our community. We can go to music. We can absolutely have it sing to our heart and lift our spirits. We can have an opportunity to accept, as Ernest Holmes says, a perennial invitation to step through the threshold of consciousness. Is that cool or what? Do we want to all be on board with that? Being wayfarers in our own journey, we're stepping through that, and we're invoking that, we're stepping through that threshold of consciousness. We're not being stopped by whatever that condition is. We know that we have that light that is within us. And so we can decree and we can set forth that that is what is true for all of us. And as the master teacher, the Jesus the Christ, who had talked about the consciousness, this is very similar to the awakening of the Buddha, talked about, you are the light of the world. And so we're in a season of light. We are absolutely knowing that one day we are this light of the world. Whether we suffer or work hard, we don't have to earn. We don't have to earn being light of the world. We are already that light. It is that which carries us forward. It is simply expressed as us. So I have a real simple formula. You ready for some simple homework besides seeing Moana and listening to some awesome jazz? What I know is that there's a presence that takes us, it's our take home, it's what takes us away. We have, keep it simple, smart ones, keep it simple. Thomas Sterner talks about, the hustle and bustle of the holidays is really helpful. So we can get through whatever we're presented with. So no matter what the hustle is or that bustle. Anyone ever have a hustle or a bustle? Yeah? He talks about having things be simple, small, short, and slow. And so this is with our practicing heart, being mindful and heartfelt. And so what simple next move can I have in the direction of my highest purpose? What's the simple next move? Because sometimes things may seem like that big thing that was overpowering and fiery. So what's my simple next move in that direction, that divine direction? And it's kind of like eating whole pie at once. I know I love pie. It's nice to just look at what simple thing I can do. And so things can look overwhelming from where we stand sometimes. So we can break it down into something that's a little bit more manageable. We can look at the stars and know that there is a divine guidance that is within us, and that we're traveling on the right path. And so we can know that step by step, we're making progress. Number 2 is that what small step or practice supports us today. So it might be the primitive prayer, it might be meditation. It might be having a sense of centeredness and calm when we're standing in line at some store. It might be that we have an outstretched hand because our heart is full. So what small step or practice supports us today? and right now as we're establishing a new way of being. So just by the shift of music we've heard this morning, we are not walking out the same person. We have a new way of being, a new sense of lightness and light. And then what is a reasonable short period of time that we know when we stretch into a new practice? Because sometimes it's like yoga. We get to stretch into a new practice as we're designing a new us, as we're envisioning, as we're dreaming, as we're knowing that instead of being discouraged, that we're having our visions coming true, that we're having our dreams coming true, much like that Disneyland. We're in the happiest place on earth, but really that's right here, instantly and right now. We are the happiest place on earth right here in this place. So much like Moana was doing, is that she realized that she could stretch as she was navigating. She could stretch, and she naturally just had the wind carry her along the way. And she was knowing that she set her course. She had some kind of oar that was her rudder, and that she was steering. She was able to steer in that direction and face whatever challenge she was facing. And then the next one after, simple, small, short, is slow. I'm not saying to be slow, but I'm being funny. But we can allow ourselves to slow down each day, just to take a breath. You know, all it takes to get here. Just take a breath and have us slow down and notice what we're doing and come to some kind of silent inner agreement from that soulful place, that inner agreement to be our natural, true self, to know that each day we're noticing what that is, our vibrational level, to know that we're having a higher frequency of spiritual occurrences, that we're in that vibrational aspect of life, and that we unite with the divine presence. Because that's the natural thing to do, is to walk forward. And in a simple way, to take small steps, to have whatever that short spiritual practice is that really fortifies our way of being, and to allow that light. Next year, we're moving into a values-based living. We can look at what's really valuable to us. And we can start at that very inner core and notice all the beauty, all the love, all the joy, all that sense of connection and oneness and wellness and well-being that wants to rise up. So I know that that is this place that keeps us buoyant and fulfilled as we walk along, knowing that there is this place that is lavish and luscious and it is auspicious and it is good. And to know that that which comes our way is that spiritual place, that divine essence, which carries us forward. So I know that we're ushered and escorted along the way, that we're unified with this consciousness, that we're in a field of goodness, and that we accept all the harmony and all the joy that it has to bring. So I'd like for us to say some affirmations, and then we'll move into an uplifting prayer. Are you ready for that? Yes? We're good? So we're going to have it be simple, and we're going to have it be small, short, and a little bit slowing down and centering, knowing that there's clarity and calmness and light that comes from that place of spiritual-based living. So are you ready for the first affirmation?
Yes.
The living spirit is within me. The living spirit is within me. The living spirit surrounds me. The living spirit surrounds me. I am pure spirit. I am pure spirit. I am divine order. I am divine order. I am limitless love. I am limitless love. Love intelligence responds to me. Love intelligence responds to me. And I make the best choices at the right times. I make the best choices at the right times. Clarity, peace, and love light my way. Clarity, peace, and love light my way. So just turning within this moment of light, knowing that there is an inner place of celebration. That much like that sense of aloha or mahalo or moana, which whatever you want to call it spirit. Whatever that sense of connection, of oneness, of our true essence, of that being nature, is filled up and overflowing. It is the divine light, it is the life divine which is ever available, it is everywhere present. It is that which is enriched, it enriches us, it is enlivening and enlightening. It is this place of awakening, and it is waking up and rising up within us. So each and every one of us is in this unified field of love and effervescent good. It is the goodness, it is the nature which is connected with the divine at all times. And knowing that the all-encompassing, all-pervading allness, whatever we want to call it, the allness, the oneness, the wholeness, the balance, the harmony, is ever available. It resides within us, and we abide, which resides within us to the highest and best, knowing that out of this decree, out of this declaration of this divine nature, it comes to fruition in only the highest and best ways. There is the divine light of this season carrying us forward. And it is this forward momentum being ushered and escorted along the way, that knowing that we truly are in a world that works for everyone, waking up and rising up in so many simple and clear ways, being uplifted and inspired. And so I'm grateful for this divine knowingness. It is the living essence that knows itself even more fully and freely. And so I release this word, knowing it is powerful. It is that which sails us forward in this beautiful season of life, knowing that our navigation is clear and beautiful and swift and smooth. And so I celebrate, and so be it, and so it is.